hijacks family plastic and goes on a Bali vacay after fight. A 12-year-old Sydney boy hilariously stole his mom and dad's credit card, tricked Granny into getting his passport, and jumped on a few flights to Bali, all because of a fight with his mom. According to The Guardian, the little dude was told by his mom that he wasn't allowed to go to Bali, so like any normal kid, he immediately hopped online and booked flights and a hotel room. He then told his parents he was going to school, but instead rode his Razor scooter to the train station, wherefrom he made it to the airport. Little man then used a self-check-in kiosk, jumped on a flight to Perth, and then another flight to Bali. When the little dude got to Bali, he checked into the Four Seasons, telling the front desk he was waiting for his sister to arrive. His family had no idea he was living it up until his school said he was absent. After quite a bit of hectic scrambling, they found out he was in Bali, so his mom flew out to collect the boy. Hey, if you're going to go hard or go home. Or go to Bali.
The state of the climate is dismal. A report from the U.S.'s National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration confirmed that 2016 was a year of extreme heat, surpassing 2015 as the warmest year since records began 137 years ago. A strong El Niño, coupled with long-term global warming, led to land and sea surface temperatures reaching unprecedented heights in 2016, making it the hottest year on record. The planet's greenhouse gas emissions likewise went up, with carbon dioxide concentrations increasing to more than 400 parts per million for the first time ever. Global sea levels are at their highest, at 3.25 inches more than the 1993 average. The past 2 decades have seen sea levels go up at an average of 0.13 inches annually, with the Western Pacific and Indian Oceans showing the highest rates of increase. Water and precipitation cycles exhibited extremes, with droughts plaguing parts of Africa and South America. Other areas, meanwhile, were beset by floods and tropical cyclones, which in 2016 numbered 93. The report's findings emphasize that the symptoms of climate change show no sign of slowing and will likely intensify unless major changes are made. But with recent blows to efforts combating climate change, including the Trump administration pulling out of the Paris Agreement, it seems we'll see more record-breaking weather in the years to come.
Aircrew have higher rates of cancer. New research has some seriously bad news if you work on an airplane. A study of around 5,300 U.S. flight attendants has found the profession holds higher cancer rates compared to the general population. The Harvard study found that female flight attendants have higher cases of breast cancer, as well as melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancers. According to a Harvard news release, cabin crew are frequently exposed to carcinogens. This includes large doses of ionizing radiation. The FAA says this is believed to come from supernovae and the sun. Ionizing radiation has subatomic particles that can cause atoms in the body to break apart within the nucleus. This can lead to increased risk of fatal cancer among flight attendants and can affect their children if they're irradiated while pregnant. What's scary is, as Live Science reports, these cancer rates were found despite those surveyed having lower levels of obesity and smoking. Another Chinese scandal. 2 Chinese pharmaceutical companies have recalled their rabies and heart vaccines respectively after they were found to be tainted. Xinhua reports Changzhen Changsheng Biotechnology was found to be illegally producing freeze-dried human rabies vaccines. The company reportedly fabricated production records and product inspection records. Precision Vaccination reports Zhejiang Huahai Pharmaceutical voluntarily suspended production of a heart drug after it was found to contain N-nitrosodimethylamine, or NDMA. Reuters reports European Medicines Agency found the chemical tainted with an impurity linked to cancer. NDMA was found in an ingredient called valsartan, which the company used to create drugs aimed at treating high blood pressure and heart failure. Chinese citizens have voiced their opinions about the situation on Chinese social media, with one netizen saying, "If the state doesn't protect its citizens, how can we love our country?" According to Xinhua, authorities have launched an investigation and plan to conduct more unannounced inspections in the future.
Fire rips through London apartment building. Some 30 people have been taken to the hospital, and more are feared trapped after a massive blaze tore through an apartment block in London. The fire started shortly before 1 a.m. on Wednesday, inside the 27-story Grenfell Tower in West London. Residents encountered corridors and stairwells thick with smoke as they fled the building, which lacked a central fire alarm. The blaze raged from the second floor all the way up to the top. 200 firefighters and 40 fire trucks were on the site to battle the inferno, which continued for hours. Authorities have reported that people have died, but could not confirm how many. The cause of the fire has yet to be determined. A resident group had repeatedly warned that Grenfell was a fire risk, and had reportedly already narrowly avoided a fire disaster in 2013.
A Phillies fan was hit in the face with a flying hot dog. CBS Sports reports a Phillies fan left a game on Monday night with a black and blue face, but not from a fight with a fan from the other team. Nope. She was injured from regular baseball stadium snack food. The Philly fanatic, beloved mascot of the Philadelphia Phillies, was driving in the field with its hot dog launcher during a Phillies-Cardinals game and started launching the All-American treat into the crowd of fans sitting on the stands. Kathy McVeigh was in that crowd at the Citizens Bank Park when she was struck squarely in the face by a flying wiener. Accidentally, of course. McVeigh was rushed to the emergency room where she had to undergo a CAT scan. Speaking to WPVI, McVeigh said the hot dog came out of nowhere, noting that the injury would probably get worse before it gets better. However, McVeigh said she's a big fan of the team and doesn't plan to take any legal action. ESPN reports that the Phillies reached out to McVeigh and offered her tickets to a future game. Trump feeds coy, angers the media, which angers the right. So, the commander-in-chief is currently prancing around Asia, and his first stop was in Japan to hang out with Playdate Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. As part of the welcoming ceremony, Trump and Abe went to feed some koi fish on the grounds of Akasaka Palace. The two leaders both took turns dumping boxes of fish food into the pond, except one hilarious photo that captured only Trump dumping his box. The media and Twitter were immediately triggered and went into attack mode. But the thing is, Trump was only following Abe's lead. But of course, this in turn triggered the right. Now everyone is triggered again. Meanwhile, we have arguably the most powerful man on the planet telling the Japanese he couldn't understand why a country of samurai warriors didn't just shoot down North Korean missiles fired over Japan. Maybe Trump should send some cowboys to help out.